I don't know if y'all can hear me. Uh, I'm hoping everyone can still hear me.
I know we can hear you now. You were gone.
Well, see, isn't it just the way life goes? It's the
Hmm.
craziest thing I ever seen in my life.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but I'm gonna say this: no one's ever, God never made anyone run anything. Do you know every king and anyone in the Bible that was supposedly good was not good?
Right.
Yeah, none of them were good. None of them were good. David wasn't good,
Right.
but you know what? David, the Bible says David was in the eyes of God's heart.
Right.
And I do believe that, I believe with every part of my being that God watches over Trump. He's got to watch over Trump. If he wasn't watching over Trump, he would have already been in jail. More than once. They got him for everything. Now they got him on what? Some kind of hush money thing? I'm not even sure what's going on with that.
But you know what? Um, I can understand, if somebody's threatening to say, well, I'm going to tell everybody we did this, and you're running for president and you just want that person to go away. Kind of like the whole thing that happened to Michael Jackson. He just paid that one person to go away and then they all came out of the woodwork because they got money from him.
Well,
And I think that's what's happened. And it's really sad that people, just seeing what they think is an easy target. And let me tell you, here's my opinion. I guarantee you she's getting a whole lot more money than if Trump ever paid her anything for going to court and
are
for
you
saying,
talking about that Jean lady that's so damn ugly?
I'm talking about all of them. But
No,
I
they're all
guarantee,
ugly. Every one of
I,
them. Look at his wife.
I
Look at his
guarantee.
wife.
Oh, I know. I
Do you
know.
think that he wants anything to do with any of these ugly women?
She's
I mean,
beautiful.
not that beauty is everything, because it's really not. It's all in the heart, and I got to make that clear to everybody, because
Right.
I am not a person that looks on the outside of somebody. But you know what I gotta say? Um, Sometimes ugly runs deep, and ugly is to the bone. You can be pretty on
Well,
the outside, but ugly is to the bone.
and you got to think of it this way too. She was a model before she ever even met Trump. She has her own businesses. She's an independent woman. She doesn't need him.
No, she don't.
So
No,
why do
and
you
she's
think the
very
page that
intelligent. She speaks 7 different languages.
so why do you think they're still together? Do you think why do you think? I think it's because he actually found his match. He found his wife. He found his lover. And she's not greedy
Now,
and she's not after him for money. And I mean, hello.
Um,
You know?
if somebody asked me to describe Melania, I would have to say, which would make a whole lot of people mad because, they think she's stupid or whatever. Um, but I think that she is one of the most elegant, one of the most feminine, one of the most high class women I've ever seen.
Right. And then you have the people that are like, oh, she's so unhappy and she's so miserable with Trump. Then why doesn't she divorce him? If you,
Because she's
I don't know,
not.
are you inside their home? Are you inside their bedroom? I mean,
They're
are you
just,
there?
they're
Do you
just,
know?
they're just jealous. They're just jealous. All of
You
them
know?
are just jealous.
And
But
their
I'm
husbands
gonna,
and wives
okay,
don't have cats.
so I've been thinking, alright, sometimes I do that. Not very often, but sometimes I do that. And I was adding it up and I thought, alright, they've taken him and put him in court. They've charged him with everything they can possibly charge him known to man, and he still comes out alright.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they've tried to shoot him, and that doesn't do it.
Right.
So that just leads me into the next conversation.
Oh, here, Connie, let me do this real quick.
You know
What,
that
what am I doing?
you know that the only way for them to win, because they can't cheat, is they can just take us to war.
Huh? Well, and this whole, I mean, they can't, they can't go a day. I mean, this has been going on for 7, 8 years. There has not been one day when he has not been in the news. I mean, he's living rent free in all of your heads. I mean, it's okay. He lives rent free in my head. That's perfectly okay with me. But what I'm saying is these people, you know, they just see red. And there's no reason for it. There's no reason. You ask somebody, why don't you like him? Because he's a liar. What has he lied about? Everything.
They
Well,
can't. They can't
what's
tell you.
everything?
They can't tell you. They can't tell you. They can't tell you because they don't know. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this. They don't. They don't like him because he made a comment one time 30 years ago, and they can't let him get over it. Well, you know what? I've said a lot of things. In 30 years, I'm telling you, I've said a lot of things, and I'll
Oh,
bet
yeah.
you I have said more things that were probably worse than he said. But you know what? He's Trump.
Right. Right. I mean, I don't, I don't, I just don't understand. And even, sitting here and, I was never a big fan of him, when he had his shows or whatever. I mean, back in the 90s, he was really, really good looking. He's still good looking. But,
That's funny.
well, he is. He's a good looking man. But
I don't know.
To
I
be
saw him up close, and he's not quite my type, but
well,
sorry, but
I didn't say he was my type.
I'm just telling you, Linda. He's
I'm just saying,
Melania's type. He ain't my type.
I'm just saying. But it's you know, I don't know how he gets out of bed every day. Because by now, I would have just crawled in a shell, pulled it over top of me, and been like, I'm done. I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
I'm telling you how he does that, 'cause good Lord watches over him, and he's protected, and he knows it. He knows he's been anointed. He's been, and I'm going to tell you another thing. This is how silly people are. Um, when you talk to somebody and you tell them, the good Lord has anointed Donald Trump, you would think that I had slapped them in the face or I had burned their home down. Because,
Because they're not
what?
Christian.
True. There it is. There it is. Everybody's got their head in the sand. And yesterday, I put out a video.
And I
There's
saw that.
there's a man, and his name is Amari Bishop Amari Emmanuel,
Right.
and I think he is one of the most amazing people. He is one of the most amazing people I've ever listened to. And I've listened to some good people, but he's amazing. And
Right.
and a kid, 16 years old, jumped out of the pew and tried to stab him 7 times.
Right.
Now, who could do that in the house of God? Who could do that is beyond
Uh,
me. It was beyond me. And it really hurt me. I mean, truly, I have seen a lot of, I have gone to a lot of different churches and seen a lot of different ministers and stuff, but this one really hurt when he turned around and reached his hand out to this guy that did this to him and said, I forgive you. I'd have jumped off that gurney and probably God only knows what I would have done, because that's us. That's the way we live. We protect ourselves and we protect everyone around us, and we don't know that forgiving part. And for the first time in my life, I felt that. I felt that forgiving love, and I thought, what does it matter? Really? What does it matter? Because we all know where we're going anyway. And
well,
it's
I know where
good.
I'm going.
And I know where I'm going, and I know that where I'm going is going to be a lot better than where I am right now.
But I know a lot of people that's not going to go there.
Well, they're stupid people. But let me ask you, just let's just talk about something. So the Middle East is having all kinds of problems.
Again.
Well, they're always having problems,
Well,
but now they're really having problems because they've been fighting forever. But the big
yep.
one started what, October 7th? Wasn't that it?
Yep.
All right. And who started? Who started all that?
Do you want the real answer or what people saying? Because people saying it's Trump. Trump
Trump wasn't
started.
anywhere around there.
It. Trump does everything.
Trump kept.
Everything is his fault.
Oh my God! Trump kissed the wall. He no.
He
Trump
started it. He
kissed
kissed
the
the wall.
wall. He
Yep, he
was.
started it. That was it.
Yeah, well, they're crazy because no, he didn't. He wasn't. No, he didn't. Actually, let me. All right. So the way I see it is Hamas. Okay. Now, let me tell you something. Hamas is the Palestinian government. Okay?
Mhm.
Okay? Now, I want everyone to listen really close to this because there's a point I'm getting ready to make. Hamas is the Palestinian government, and they live in a tunnel, and they put all their people, they build all their houses and all their infrastructure above these tunnels
Their little hut.
to protect who? To protect them. And so if they go start trouble, who's going to die? The innocent. They didn't do anything. But we got to get to the bottom of it, so you got to get to the tunnel. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I feel so sorry for those people that live above them, and I feel sorry that they believed in those people, and but you know what? That could be us, and that
But
could
do you
be
do
us
you
really easy.
do you think they had a choice?
Uh, maybe. I don't. I don't. I mean, I don't know, but
I can tell you this much. I won't die for my government. Not the one right now.
well, I tell you one thing. I wouldn't die for Chuck Schumer. I'd rather spit on him. I can't stand him. Um, but I can't imagine using your people as human shields.
But that's what they're doing to us, Connie. That's what they're doing to us, just in a more less blatant way. They're using us as shields. They're taking advantage of us. They're destroying our families. They're destroying the middle class. They're destroying everything that means America.
Oh, and they're taking our tax money and they're
Oh,
sending it over to all these people so they can blow up everybody.
and they just want to sign another $95 billion foreign aid. How about you do $95 billion to the veterans? I don't know. Call me crazy.
Nope, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Why don't they do 95 billion to the people that are working 2 and 3 jobs and still can't survive?
You know, Linda, I gotta tell you, I got a very, very good friend of mine, and she has worked so hard. She's been on her feet her whole many, many years. I almost want to say most of her life. She's been on her feet, and she has loved and prayed for everyone. And her back is not good, and her feet aren't good. But you know what? I believe in my heart the good Lord is going to bless her. And I believe she's got more blessings coming to her than anyone I know. Because she has worked hard. You know, I mean, you can be a janitor and work hard. But being a beautician is hard work. It's hard work. And you gotta talk to everybody, and you're not only the one to make them look good, but then you're their therapist because they want to talk to you about all their problems.
Right.
And you're on your feet the whole time.
And there's a lot of jobs like that. I mean, I was in the hospitality. I was on my feet 10 to 12 hours a day. And I know my kids used to joke around and they're like, oh, well, you're a manager. You just sit around all night. Until they came up there to have dinner one night. And they're like, you work hard. It's like, yeah. And can you imagine having to put a smile on your face when you have the snottiest, meanest people because somebody made a mistake in the kitchen with their food?
I'm telling you, it's
Everybody's
ridiculous.
human. Everybody's human. I have had plates of food thrown at me. I have had people get up and walk out. I have had people say, I'm not paying this bill. I have had people rip hair out of their head and put it in the food. When they were done eating and said, oh, there's a hair in my food. I'm not paying for it. So,
And how do you live with yourself? How do you live with yourself when you do like that?
I don't know. I
I
don't know.
wanna, I
I'm the kind of
wanna,
person I'm the kind of person that if I go to the grocery store and it's wintertime and I have my jacket and I pay for everything and I walk outside and oops, I forgot a can of carrots, I march right back in that store and pay for them. That's me. And that's the way everybody used to be. Now, they're tucking stuff in their pants and tucking stuff in here and there and then they're using um diaper bags and they're using baby strollers
but you
and
know what? Life ain't like it used to be. We used to care about everybody. We used to love everybody. We used to we used to care about how they were feeling, and now nobody cares about nobody. Nobody cares about nobody. But you know what? I got a few friends out there, Miss Linda, and I'm gonna call you out there, Miss Gloria Jean Kimball. I love you with all my heart. 'Cause you know what? We still have a smiling heart. And we still do care. And you know what? That's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take to make this world come around.
You know, let me ask you this, Connie. Um, you see back nostalgia, the music from the 50s, the movies from the 60s, um, just everything up until like the 90s. And it brings smiles to your faces
Yeah, it
and it
does.
brings joy to your heart.
It does. Because it was all
Tell me
positive.
and tell me what our grandchildren are going to look back on. Are they going to look back on ancient times of the 50s and 60s
Now they're going to look back on horror and vampires and swamp things. And
and not being able to trust people and not being able to um, have freedom of speech and not being able to um, enjoy things in life because you're going to work yourself to death.
yes.
That's what's going to happen. I mean, it was a big mistake, big, big, big mistake. And people thought it was oh so great when they did away with pensions. That was the biggest mistake. We'll do the 401k. It's a wonderful thing. You put money in it. But what we're not going to really explain to you is we're going to play with your money so that, if we make a bad investment, I'm sorry, you're broke. What? Here goes
Well,
my retirement.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I worked for a place that I didn't have a pension, and I didn't even have health insurance. And I worked there 27 years, and I made her business, and then I got old. And I'm not saying I'm old. I'm just saying, just like the old car, it's time to get a tune-up.
Mhm.
And
That's for sure.
couldn't do it. Couldn't do it because I didn't have health insurance. And then, so I asked my husband if he would, I asked Clyde, I said, Clyde, can you put me on your insurance? And it was going to be $700 additional a month.
Well, okay. I got a story for you.
And you know what? They didn't care about me. They
Right.
didn't care about me. I made good money for them, and I did everything for, but they didn't care about me.
Yeah.
But this
Here's a
was coming from this was coming from an owner that I'd never seen cry when somebody died, but she cried
right.
when I gave my notice.
Right. My younger son got married this last summer,
Yeah.
and his insurance, his health insurance, was extremely cheap for just him. And then he added his wife, and it was relatively about $90 either a week or a paycheck every 2 weeks, something like that.
Well, that
Either
was
way,
good. That was
it's
good.
still cheap.
That was still good.
Well, and then the good Lord blessed us with Ellie Mae on
Hmm.
January 1st.
And she's as sweet as she can be. I gotta tell you before you even say anything negative. She's as cute as she can be, and I hear her on the phone.
And now his insurance is $500 a month from 90 to $180. I can't remember which one he said, but it jumped to $500 a month to add her to the insurance. And then he got married, so you can no longer claim a spouse as a dependent on your taxes. So now he got married thinking, "Oh, great, I'm married. I can get a, deduction for her." And guess what? No, it doesn't work that way anymore.
It
And
don't. It
getting
don't.
married, he
It
had
don't.
to pay. He had
It
to
don't.
pay.
It don't. It don't. I gotta tell you, since you're talking about insurance, I'd still like to get back to that Israel thing because I got a few
Yeah,
things I want to
yeah.
say, but that's okay. We got plenty of time. Um, but my mama, my Mima, is 85 years old. And her home insurance was about $2,600, I think, a year, which is still kind of high. But I think it was about $2,600. This year, they sent her a bill and told her it was going to be $4,400 a year for her insurance. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Either somebody is got a medium foreseer psychic person that thinks something's going to happen in this area, or somebody's out to make money.
There you
And
go.
my mama is 85.
And on a fixed
How
income.
dare them?
And on a fixed income.
Oh, yeah. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care one bit about
No,
that.
because you know why? They can take her house and give it to an illegal. There you go.
Well, that ain't gonna happen over my dead damn body. That gonna ever happen. Her house is paid for, and I would never. You know what? Oh, speaking of that, how about those squatter things? That's a good one.
Oh,
That's a good one. I like that squatter. I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't even say that, but uh, if you got an empty house and you you have enough money to have more than one home,
can I just
and
put, can I just put this out there real quick? Psst. Biden is in the White House. His Delaware beach house is empty.
yeah, so somebody needs to go squat in the Delaware beach house, please, because it's empty. I would
The
love
you know,
that. I would love that. I would love for that to happen.
I would too.
I would give the address if I knew it.
I would love to just go do it.
Right? Right? Just Just
Right, just cause,
cause. Just
just cause.
cause.
I don't need to.
I
I can
I
do it.
know you don't, but it would be sure fun to do it just cause, wouldn't
Oh
it?
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna bring up this Israel thing again. Uh,
Oh, you go right ahead.
so, did we ever figure out who okay, so I said I
Oh, you
believe
were
that
asking me who started it.
Hamas, yeah, who started this whole thing? Because Israel's over there being quiet and not bothering a soul. Who started it?
Uh, I would have to go with let me think. Who released all that money to Iran and
Biden did.
oh, is that who
Biden did.
did it?
Biden
Oh,
did. Biden did. But see, the problem was Hamas went over there and decided they were going to be old, big old tough people. They did their thing. And then right after that war started, Biden released the money to Iran. He released that to Iran. It was Iran he sent that money to.
right.
So, let me ask you, does Hamas answer to Iran?
No,
Well, I
they don't.
think, I think, I think they're in cahoots. I
Oh, they're
think
in
they're
cahoots.
cahoots.
But I think it's like with them, I think that it's just every man for themselves, and the more damage and hurt and pain you can put on people, then kudos to you, and we'll give you a gold star for that.
So, okay, so Hamas went over there and did their thing, and they don't think that Israel should have ever retaliated. And then, I don't even know what happened with Iran. I think somebody died in the shuffle, and Iran decided that they needed to get involved. Okay? So,
Well, it's been a few years since they were in a war, so that's what they're accustomed to. War.
let's see. So, we're funding Israel, which, you know what, we're supposed to by God's law, because that's biblical. We have to stand behind Israel, so I don't have a problem with that. But I do have a problem with this uh, Ukraine thing that we're sending billions and trillions of dollars to, that nothing's going right over there. Nothing's going right. They're getting blown up, everything's going wrong, and as much money as we have sent to the Ukraine, they should have already had this war won.
So technically, could you say that we're at war with Russia? If we're funding the whole thing? I mean, and then we gave the money to Iran, and now we're giving money to Israel. So isn't that
Oh, we're funding it all. We're
that's
going
what
to
I'm
fund it all. And
we're
you know
funding the
what?
whole
And we're going to fund the one that goes to Taiwan too. And we're going to fund. Um, but you know what's really funny about that, Linda? I'm going to tell you a little bit about history. Do you know, way back in World War, might have been First War, there was a family that was called the Rockefellers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and they they funded all the wars. They funded all the sides of the war. Cause see, they had the Rockefeller Bank,
Mm-hmm.
so their bank in the United Kingdom, they funded France, and they funded Germany, and they funded everybody.
Right.
And who came out ahead?
The Rockefellers.
Thank you very much. Well, I got news for you. If Biden thinks that he's trying to do a Rockefeller thing, it ain't gonna work that way. It ain't gonna work
See,
that
the
way.
difference is this: is the Rockefellers had their own money, and
Actually, they didn't
Biden
have no money. It was
at
on
first,
empty money.
right,
They showed that
right,
it was all on invisible money.
right, and but see, Biden does have the backing with the money because he's taking all of our taxes. He's
Thank
taking
you.
all of our money.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, he is. And he is sending it off to all these people.
And don't think for 1 minute that it's not getting filtered and laundered.
Well,
And it's heading right back in his pocket in some way, shape, or form.
and I want to say real fast, cause I am one of these kind of people. Um, I don't care if you come to the United States and you come in legally and you learn our way of thinking and you learn our laws and you learn the way we live. You know what? Amen. Good for you. Come on in. Come on in. I'll I'll sit and break bread with you all day long. But that's not what's happening.
Well,
They're
um,
they're just rushing the border and knocking over all of the border patrol, and they're just coming in.
well, and
And who started that?
well, I kind of have hands on with that
Mm,
because, my man is not from the United States. He is originally from the Netherlands. He's been here for 45 years. He doesn't really like our politics, so he doesn't really get into them, but he's worked his fingers to the bone.
mm-hmm,
He's just getting ready to retire.
mm-hmm.
And you got all these people that just walked in. When he got his citizenship the proper way, he came here when he was 22 years old.
Ain't that nice? Ain't that
And
nice?
and I never thought in my lifetime I would ever be in this position, but he's an American citizen. He's worked his whole life, he's paid taxes, you know. He didn't come over here and open a party store and then change names every 7 years so that they can avoid taxes. He's paid his taxes, and actually, he's paid taxes in 2 or 3 different countries from working. So,
I think taxes are a sin anyway.
I do too. I do too.
You know,
But, you know,
who
I
who
mean, it's supposed to be volunteer. But, when let's just say you make $1,000 a week, and most people don't. But let's just say you make $1,000 a week. It's pitiful when you bring home $400.
Yeah, because you got to give to the Ukraine, or you got to. Oh, and by the way, let's talk about who's really running the country. You think it's a Marshmallow Man?
Obama.
Thank you. Absolutely. And he's already. Do you know it's already been a proven fact that he isn't even a born United States citizen.
Guess what I heard
And
2 days
he
ago?
was all happy about telling everybody about it.
And guess what I heard 2 days ago? He is now a billionaire. You're welcome.
How do you start off with $150,000 and you walk out of office with 15 million? You explain that to me. You explain that to me.
Well, when you get the answer, you let me know because that boggles my mind. Because, I mean, let's look at the ones that are persecuting Trump in New York. Um, Letitia.
Well, there's
She
a
was
word. There's a word for Letitia, and
Yeah.
it starts with a W. Believe it or not, it doesn't sound like it starts with W, but it does. It starts with W, and it has an H in it, and ends with an E. That woman took that man on all kind of vacations on your tax paying money. And and what did that judge say? We need to take him off the case because there's a conflict of interest.
Well,
Never asked where did the money go, what did you do with it, and how did it's a
oh, that
con.
that was that was Fanny.
Yeah, that's
I'm talking about
who.
Letitia in New York.
Oh, Letitia, who had no money, that wanted to go after all of Trump's, all of his properties. She wanted his
Yeah, she's
properties.
worth 15 million now. How'd that happen? You're an assistant district attorney.
I'm telling you, these people. Well, shoot, come on, let's go. You want to go there? Uh, that Nancy Pelosi with her horns didn't, she shouldn't have been worth a damn dime. She shouldn't have been worth a, I wouldn't give her a nickel to even look at her. And she's worth millions. But you know, her daddy was a mafia,
Uh-huh.
was part of the mafia, so there you go.
Right.
There you go. And he went to jail for it. And she wants her name taken off the record. Oh, just take my name off the record because I don't want anyone to know that my daddy was. You know what? It is what it is. Pelosi. I
Well, you
can't
got your
stand her.
money from your
I can't
daddy.
stand her. She is one. I cannot stand that woman. I wouldn't trust her as far as I could throw her, and it wouldn't probably be very far. I wouldn't spit on her if she was on fire. I can't stand her. But you
No.
know, the Bible tells me I'm supposed to turn the other cheek. Well, you know, how many cheeks you got to turn? Because
Right.
I've turned a whole bunch of them for her, and I still haven't. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't stand her. And the good Lord needs to forgive me for that because I can't stand that woman.
Well, I think the good Lord is got to do a lot of forgiving to people because it's brought out really bad colors in us Christians to for all of the hate and the persecution and everything else that people are going through. And we talk about Trump. But it's the little guy. It's
Yeah.
the it
Yeah.
it's the middleman.
Yeah.
It's middle class. It's the lower class.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you've got kids here, and I'm sorry. I know there's bad out in the world. I know it. And my heart bleeds for them. But we've got children here starving.
Yes, we do. We do. And do
We've got
you remember when there was a time we couldn't even get formula for our babies? But we could make sure that the people that were coming across the border had money and had their kids had formula.
Mhm. Mhm. Right. And that's what I'm saying is that this is sad because then you see this is what makes me so angry. You see the commercials that are out there for the election, and it's like, I care for you. He just takes care of himself.
Yeah.
That just
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
if it wasn't so expensive, I think I would be like Elvis Presley and shoot my TV.
Well, yeah, that's funny because I almost wanted to throw something at my TV the other night. But I'm going to tell you this. Um, you know, they they tell you all kind of things when they're running. They say, I'm going to do this for you, and I'm going to do that for you, and I'm going to do something else for you. And what the hell happens to them when they get there? What, they turn into these green monster people that we don't even know, and they do things. It was like I was telling Clyde the other night. Who gives that woman the right? And I'm sorry I'm talking about your state because I can't stand to leave. But who gives her the right to speak for all the Michigan people? And she's definitely not speaking for me because
She's not speaking for me.
because she's disgusting.
She's very disgusting.
Send
What
her
was
home.
what
Go
was her first
home.
what
You
was her
like it there.
what
You
was her
like
first
it there. Don't wave your flag in the United States.
do you
How
remember
dare
what her
you?
first comment was when she got in office?
I don't know when she got in office. I can't stand her or the one that wears
No,
or Omar either.
her first comment when she got in office. Let's impeach that MFR.
Oh
That was her
really?
comment.
Oh really?
That was her first comment.
And now she's out there screaming, all the babies are dying and all the innocent people are dying. We need to save the Palestinians. Go over there. Go over there. Do it. Go save them. Because
You know,
Israel didn't start nothing.
how is
So
that possible that
go over there.
we sympathize with the aggressors? How is that possible? The Palestinians and the Hamas, they started all this and they keep it going, but yet we're supposed to sympathize with Palestine.
Because the whole world is upside down. That's why. The whole world is upside down. And you can go in and you can vote, and you don't have to have a driver's license, and you don't have to have a picture. And if you want me to, I'll send you a ballot in the mail. And you can put Mickey Mouse on it for all I care. That
Or
ain't
you can
right. That ain't
or you
right.
can
None
send
of
me
it's right.
10 or you can send me 10 ballots and I'll
Yeah,
just fill them all out.
yeah, and I don't
You know
know.
what?
I don't know,
I,
but you know what? I'm going to tell you this about that. I don't think I got bit. I'm gonna tell you something. I got bit outside. Um, the bugs are out.
Mm.
But I'm gonna tell you something right now. We're going to war. You know that, right? We're going to
Oh,
war. We're going to war.
the only thing that's
And
gonna
and who? And my question is, who said any of us wanted to go to war?
right. I
Did
don't think
they
I
take a poll?
yeah, I don't think I put on my ballot, let's go to war because it's a fun thing to do.
I don't think anybody wants to go to war, but
I don't think anybody.
but Biden's gonna take us to war because that's the only way he's gonna win the election.
Yeah, no, no. And you know what it's going to take? It's going to take the hand of the good Lord to come down. You people want to see miracles? You watch what will happen.
And
You're going
it's
to get
gonna
a of
happen.
your life.
And it is gonna happen. I have said you can ask anyone that's close to me. If I haven't said it once, I have said it 100 times. You're getting ready to see a Red Sea moment.
Well, and people should already know, you've already got the protection over, the big guy in New York. And if you can't see that, you are just stupid. I'm sorry. But if you can't see that that man is protected by God,
They're crazy. They're crazy.
you'll never
They're
win.
crazy. Do you know I went into a chat? You want to hear stupid? I mean, you can't fix stupid.
No, you can't.
But I heard somebody tell me just the other day, they said, I want a president who can eat ice cream in public.
Because that makes big decisions for this country.
Because that's a prerequisite for being president, to eat ice cream in public.
I guess I
Co-
can never be president because I
I,
can't eat ice cream.
I was in shock. I was in shock. And I just sat there and looked over and thought, Connie, you can't fix stupid. You
I would like
just can't fix stupid.
I would like a president that could walk and talk at the same time. I mean,
I would like a president that loved the people and want to take care of the people. Do you know, let me tell you, Donald Trump could walk away from this.
yeah, he can.
He could walk away and he would still have his money and
Well,
nobody would bother him. Nobody'd bother him. They wouldn't put him in. They wouldn't indict him. They wouldn't put him up on trial. They wouldn't do. He ain't gonna do it. It ain't
yeah,
gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen because you know what? That was not his plan in life, and that wasn't the good Lord's plan for him, and he knows it. And he
ex-
knows it.
exactly. I don't know, like I said earlier, I don't know how that man gets out of bed every day. Even, even if you don't, even if you don't like him, and that's fine if you don't like him, which I don't know why you wouldn't. The economy was great. Everything was great. Gas was down, you know,
Because he
but
made a nasty comment one time
right. But if you don't
when
like
he
him,
was 30 years old.
right,
Whatever.
right, and it just so happens that he is and has been a public figure. I know I dated quite a few men that's made nasty comments.
I've been around some men that have made some extremely vulgar, nasty comments, and
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
nobody put them in jail.
No, no, and they're still, I mean, some of them, who knows where they are now, but I just, even if you don't like him, you have to look and see. And if you can't see what they are doing to him, if you can't see it, there's something wrong up here with your brain. With your brain. There's something wrong with you, even if you do not like the man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Have you seen his books? No.
No,
Have you ever dealt a business deal with him? No.
no,
Have you ever gone on a date with him?
no.
No. Have you ever been in a family situation with him? No.
No.
But let me tell you something. If you do your research on him, you will find out that man has given families his jet, plane, whatever you want to call it, to transport their child to get medical attention for
Yes.
free. That man has paid for people's houses. He's paid and given people cars.
Yep. Yep.
And it wasn't hush money and it wasn't anything else. It was out
Yep.
of the goodness of his heart. Do
Yep.
you know how expensive it is to put a plane in the air? To pay for the pilot, the fuel, and everything else?
It's a lot of money, I'm telling you, I
One
know.
trip, one trip averages 100 to $150,000 to put a plane in the air. And he let them take that plane so that their boy could get medical attention that he needed in another state. But, you know, he's a bad orange man. He's a
Well,
bad one.
you know what I heard the other day? He's really not orange.
Yeah.
Somebody even made the comment, he's really not orange. And I thought, why'd you even bring that up? It was pretty funny. Who cares?
I mean, they have nothing else to say.
Mm-mm,
They have nothing else to say about him.
mm-mm.
And it's like, I'm not even saying any of this. Like I said, whether I like him or not, I'm not saying any of this. I am sick to death of seeing somebody being persecuted. I am so sick to death of it. It is just obnoxious. You turn on the TV. Oh, he was falling asleep in court. Did you ever look down and somebody snap a picture? I'm sorry. You know, I
I heard something about that he was falling asleep.
it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And if you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. Literally, that man has the weight of the world on his shoulders.
Hmm.
I, you know, when I would have a bad relationship, when that weight was gone, phew, and it wasn't even near anything in comparison. I mean, I might have thought that, I had the weight of the world on my shoulders, but no, no, nothing like that. Nothing like that.
No.
And then you see these other people out there getting away with literal murder. You see them getting away with lying to the public. You see them getting away with everything. Oh, and here's a good one. We're not going to do articles of impeachment on Mayorkas. We're
Oh,
going to
I
just,
know. He should. You know what? He needs to go.
well, he'll
But
rot
you
in.
know what? It's okay. It's okay, because Because, it's okay because he is who he is.
Well, and here's the thing.
You know what I got to say about him? He ain't nothing but a big old liar. He ain't nothing but a big old liar.
And, I mean, it's sickening. Perjury,
It is.
lying,
It is.
everything,
It
everything
is.
that they
It
do.
is. It is.
They they blatantly get on your TV screen, people. Get on your TV screen and lie to you right in the face. And they'll even admit that they're lying to you because they don't care. What are
And
you going to do
and
about it?
and they don't care. That's the funny part. And they don't care. And they don't care.
Because nobody's above the law.
Well, they are. They are.
Well,
The rest of us. Did that one guy that they just passed a law that said you can they can go into your home and uh, they can raid your home without a search warrant. And that one man didn't know what was going on, and they came into his home, and he took out his gun, and they shot him dead. So, I got news for you. This ain't the United States I grew up in. This is not the United States I knew when I was a child, and I can guarantee it wasn't the United States when my kids grew up.
I mean, Connie, look, we're getting close to retirement age. Can you imagine how your mom and my mom and the people that are even a little bit older than her, can you imagine what's going through their mind when they used to be able to buy groceries for $5 a week?
Yeah, I can, cause my my Meemaw's still alive, and she's 85, and I listen to what she says, and I got friends a lot older than me. Most of my friends are older than me, believe it or not. It's kind of funny, but and I know how hard they struggle, and my heart just breaks for them. And who do these who do these people think they are? Who do they think they are?
Where in the world is it okay? Where is it okay that a senior citizen has to eat cat food? Where in the world is that okay? Because that's all they can afford to eat.
In the United States, because we're too busy sending our money to the Ukraine so that we can get.
No,
He was a dancer. Did you know that? You better look that up. He was a dancer. You didn't know that? Oh,
who?
the guy that runs the Ukraine.
Oh, well then.
Jenliski or whatever his name. He was a dancer. Uh-huh. Kind of
He's probably,
wonder. I guess I went into the wrong field because I sure didn't get to be president of anything.
well, he's
So
a
maybe
millionaire.
I should have been. Well, yeah, now he's a way big old millionaire. Well,
Yeah,
you know what?
yeah.
We got to save some things to talk about for next week. And I thank y'all for coming and listening to us rant and rave.
Really.
And let the dear Lord be with all of you, because He will. He'll protect you. I
Yes.
believe that with all my heart. The good Lord will protect you, and you won't have to worry about anything before too long. But
Right. Exactly. You know, the biggest mistake that Obama ever did.
oh, bummer. Yeah, Yep.
was take God out of our schools.
He tried to take God out of our country because he's a Muslim and wanted to put Mohammed
Yeah,
over here. And I got news for you, Mohammed isn't even in heaven, so we don't even need to talk about Mohammed. He was a
right,
crazy man. He was a crazy man.
right.
But I want to tell everybody how much I love y'all for coming, and I pray every night for all my friends and Linda. I pray for you, and I pray for my good friend Jeannie all the time. And you know what? God's gonna be with us, guys. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, because there's a better side to this. I'm telling you, there's a better side to this,
Right.
and it's gonna
And
happen.
yep, and I love everybody out there. I appreciate you watching and supporting us. And Connie, I pray for you every night. And I also want to say to jump over to my YouTube channel
Oh,
and like, share, and
yes,
subscribe.
please, yes. I'm sorry. Um,
No, no, you're okay. That's fine. You know, God, God is good. God is great, and God can do all things. And I don't want to sound like a preacher here, but we got to get the faith back. And I mean, I do feel bad when God comes down and puts his hand down because it's not going to be pretty, people. It's not going to be pretty.
okay, I got to say real quick. I'm gonna put my ad in there real quick. Loudmouth Linda has her own channel, so if you'd go over there and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. She's going to do videos like I do. And I'm going to say this. When the good Lord came into this world, he came in as a lamb, meek as a lamb. But you know what? He's coming back as a roaring tiger, a roaring lion, and he's gonna make things right. And I can guarantee you
Get
that.
right with God and get right with yourself, people. Get right with God
Amen.
and get right with yourself.
Amen, Linda. Amen. Well, I love y'all. It's
Love
been
you.
great. We'll talk to you next Thursday. Remember, if you got stupid people, just laugh at them. Because you know what? Laughter is the best medicine in the world, and you can't fix stupid. So, um, there
Don't
you go.
argue.
Don't argue.
Tell them
It
to
ain't
pray
worth
for
it.
them.
It ain't
Tell them
worth
to
it.
pray for
It
them.
ain't worth it. Just laugh at stupid because you can't fix stupid. And laughter is the best medicine in the world. So
Yes, it is.
there you go. There you go. So y'all have a great night. You have a great weekend. And I will talk to you sometime this week. Take care. Love ya.
Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Watch for my video coming out.